Welcome to New Light Living Podcast. I'm Ulrika Sullivan. I'm an intuitive spiritual life coach and a galactic astrologer. First of all, I want to welcome every new subscriber that just recently found this channel. Welcome. And of course, I welcome everyone that has been with me for a while. I am so excited. We're all in here to learn more about galactic astrology, and this video is a galactic astrology reading of the new moon in Virgo at 21 degrees 59 minutes. And what I do in these videos, I put an outer layer of fixed stars, galactic points, and celestial bodies to the traditional Western tropical astrology wheel. And what that does, it helps us to connect with more of our multidimensional perspective of the fixed stars. They come with a heritage, a galactic heritage that many of us are connected to. And I hope that you will enjoy this video. As usual, I will pull out about 3 themes that I see are key in this new moon in Virgo. And I'll share also at the end a number of questions that you may want to work with, tailored to this energy that's currently ongoing at this Virgo new moon. Are you curious about your own galactic alignments? Download my Galactic Alignments reference guide. Link is below. So here we have the chart for the new moon in Virgo at 21 degrees 59 minutes on September 14th, 2023. And the new moon is at the bottom of the chart here in Virgo, as you can see, together, as always in a new moon. The ruler of this new moon is Mercury. Mercury is stationing direct the day after this new moon, and this station is really an extra highlight of focus for us at this time, and I'll get into what that focus may be. Mercury is aligned in a conjunction with the constellation Draco and the fixed star Thuban. And if you recall from the previous video of the full moon in Pisces, when I talked about Draco-Tuban, it's a warrior-like energy, very determined, associated with defensive energy. And the way I translated it for this new moon is that we're really highlighting here through Mercury's alignment with Draco-Tuban is that it can come through communication. We may see more defensive communication through this new moon coming to us. However, so Saturn's influence and Fomalhaut's influence on this ruling energy of Draco-Tuban at this new moon is allowing us to perhaps look at our polarities, our defenses, how we attach to our ego, and whatever and everything that comes with. Draco-Tuban energy is certainly associated with very polarizing energy as far as the galactic heritage around that fixed star. It's but Fomalhaut's influence here through Saturn has been long-standing influence. So we are invited to reach out to our creativity, but also the softer, the angelic type of influences in our lives. Maybe open up to our spirit guides to help guide us, start to communicate or share or learn about what this polarized energy within us is. And Virgo here is supporting us at this new moon to anchor it to Earth, to heal it, to allow our daily routines to support us to transition this polarized energy. So Draco-Tuban is certainly important here at this new moon. And I wanted to show you how that constellation looks like in the sky. And many of you may know, Big Dipper, Little Dipper, and find those in the night sky. I have circled here Draco-Tuban because it really is between the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. So it should be fairly easy to locate. So I wanted to just show you here I also quickly want to point out the Kite formation in this chart that is present. The Kite between Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, which forms the foundation of this kite. But this time, this new moon is pointing to the new moon itself, the sun and the moon there. And if you recall, at the Leo new moon, we had Mercury at this position. At 19 degrees, I believe it was. The first theme I want to share with you here, I call it a blueprint of harmony. And if we start here at the new moon, 21 degrees, and then follow the trine up to Uranus at 22 degrees of Taurus, and then the trine flows here to the constellation of Lyra. And Lyra fixed star Sulaphat, which is located exactly at 22 degrees of Capricorn. So it's very tightly aligned here. It's a pretty much exact grand Earth trine. So it's really flowing energy here between the new moon, Uranus in Taurus, and Lyra constellation. So here we have Sulaphat, fixed star as part of the Lyra constellation. And Sulaphat as a fixed star is associated with energy of harmony. And it's a feminine, polarized, if you will, towards the feminine energy. And it's associated with balance and also working with energy healing, Reiki, that type of harmony that can be achieved when we're looking to energy as a healing source. So this fixed star is associated with the blueprint, a new blueprint for how to heal ourselves. In Capricorn, it has to do with a new structure of healing, and Sulaphat is a fixed star advanced further in this than perhaps we are on Earth at this point. So Sulaphat is also associated with boundaries and grounding. Sulaphat is also associated with the dream world. So what we have here in this Earth Grand Trine is cosmic energy that is downloaded from Lyra-Sulaphat to support increased expansion in communication and practices of energy healing, of communication through energy, but also with a flavor of harmony and balance. And what supports that is also Mercury's opposition here between Draco-Tuban and Fomalhaut energy. It's this from spirit to earth anchoring that is encouraged at this time. I see it as light codes coming in from Lyra-Sulaphat here to help us anchor the healing abilities or healing through energy and anchor that to our physical world here on Earth. So here we have the second theme, and I call it the Crossroads, and I'll share why in a minute here. We have a grand fire trine, and there have been a lot of grand fire trines in the past videos that we've been talking about, but here we have another one at this new moon in Virgo. I want to first start with Venus. Venus is now direct, and Venus is next to the asteroid Hecate. Hecate, there's a lot to say about Hecate. She is part of the triple goddess energy. She is a master of the magic arts. She is part of the moon goddesses energy too. But you may not know that she's also the goddess of crossroads. Hecate can bring the unconscious mind with the conscious mind together. And Hecate is in an exact trine with Chiron at this new moon. And Chiron is in a long-standing alignment with the constellation Cetus, and specifically the fixed star Tau-Ceti. Cetus, the whale, and Tau-Ceti is associated specifically with the energy, also warrior-like energy, but has to do with the wound. The whale has a multi-dimensional, bigger energy. We've been talking about Tau-Ceti many times before, but in this new moon, a trine with Hekate suggests that Tau-Ceti is bringing in and willingness now to look at the wound through the unseen, through magic and miracles, rather than the warrior-like energy that Tau-Ceti, fixed star, usually is bringing, let's say, through a square. In this fire trine, it's suggested to bring in the magic and strong feminine magic. So this is the first leg of this fire trine that I want to point out, because from Tau-Ceti here, you can also identify the great attractor is involved in this fire trine as well. And the great attractor is really one of the biggest drivers of universal wisdom known to date. So with the great attractor involved here, there is much wisdom stirring this pot with Tau-Ceti, Hecate, and the great attractor. Now, there's more fire in this new moon than we originally think. But if we look at the chart, we also have Lilith here aligned at 27 degrees in Leo at the bottom of the chart to Hydra-Alphard. And how many times have we talked about Hydra-Alphard the past weeks, months? Now it's Lilith's, Black Moon Lilith's turn to show up here. And this is also supporting even more the magic going on and the rebellious, unbridled type of energy. So here in this chart, in this new moon, there's a lot of fire going on between Venus, that's now direct, Hecate, and Lilith aligned with the constellation of Hydra and the fixed star Alphard, trining North Node, Eris, and Chiron aligned to Cetus, Tau-Ceti. And on the other side of the trine here, the great attractor engaged, the galactic center engaged, great attractor at 14 degrees of Sagittarius, galactic center at 27 degrees of Sagittarius. This is a major energy suggesting heart-centered self, envision yourself living from the heart. And in this is an infusion of Arcturus energy supported by the Shapley attractor there at 2 degrees of Scorpio and Arcturus at 24 degrees of Libra. It's an infusion into this fire energy. Arcturus is an overarching matrix energy, if you will, a blueprint for the future coming in from the South Node, injecting that into our future direction. And Shapley attractor driving multiverse of energy. This is powerful, super powerful. And at the new moon, this is a new beginning of that blueprint we were talking about. There is more to this theme of fire. There are a number of squares here active as well, which suggests that this is a huge learning curve or turning point, a threshold almost. And I'll walk you through these squares. We can start with the North Node, Eris and Chiron to some extent, squaring Lyra-Sulaphat here at 22 degrees of Capricorn. And you can see that light blue arrow going from North Node to Sulaphat there. We also have a square between the galactic center at 27 degrees of Sagittarius down to the new moon. It's a wide square, if you will, but great attractor is there from both sides kind of thing, maintaining that square with the new moon. And then we have the square between Hecate and Venus to Jupiter, and we have Lilith squaring Uranus. So you can feel this learning, growth. It's almost like it's churns a little bit, this fire energy, but it's necessary. We have to expand and feel the resistance within ourselves to grow. And this these fire trines are just kind of, okay, let's go here. And with Lyra and with Lyra-Sulaphat engaged here, downloading a new blueprint in healing, harmony, and balance, rooted in the physical earth signs of Capricorn and Virgo. Now it's really time to ground and find grounding boundaries and balance here in with this fire energy. It is truly an interplay between fire and earth in this new blueprint that is coming to us to be grounded through Lyra-Sulaphat engagement here in the new moon. And I also suggest that this growth opportunity with these squares and the fire trines will likely be shifting around October 9th, when Venus is going into Virgo, into Earth sign Virgo. So we have a window here between September 14th and October 9-ish to really fire up our engines and get this life force energy to grow within us and help guide and ground it with boundaries through that Lyra-Sulaphat influence that we have at this new moon. And lastly, the third theme of this new moon, I call the box. We have a Pandora's box to open. And I have in this chart, try to put the arrows so that you can see this box. And let me walk you through it. So we have the box starting with the new moon and opposite Neptune up in Pisces there, 26 degrees. This is a long-standing support from Neptune, of course, being part of this, Kite, being the foundation of bringing spirit to Earth. And this is just the start of this box. It's a, directional energy, supportive energy from Neptune. Neptune is trine Beta Centauri in Scorpio there, 24 degrees of Scorpio. And Beta Centauri is associated with unconditional love, the utopian unconditional love. And the long-standing trine here between Neptune and Beta Centauri is really infusing unconditional love, not only to that kite that we talked about in the beginning, but this box also is one of the fundamental energies as part of this this theme here. And then we have the sextile from Uranus to Neptune. This is also a long-standing sextile between Uranus opposite Beta Centauri. So you can see that the unconditional love and the importance of that energy is maintained through this first part of the box, if you will. Now, the rest of the box is, if we look at the new moon, and there's a sextile between the new moon there in Virgo to Beta Centauri at 24 degrees of Scorpio. And that is also emphasizing the importance here of grounding, healing, making unconditional love part of our healing process. Now, there's a trine between the new moon to Uranus as well. And this is really where that cosmic information is coming through. Again, unconditional love anchoring this new moon through this trine and sextile to Uranus, Beta Centauri, and the new moon. So here we have an interplay between Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, and Scorpio, water and earth, but also an interplay between fixed signs and mutable signs. So we have, for example, cosmic energy manifesting through Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus here, with backed up by the constellation of Andromeda, and specifically the alignment with Andromeda-Almach here to Jupiter. Andromeda is also based in an unconditional feminine love, very divine feminine energy. Beta Centauri, which is also the other corner here of the box, is unconditional love. We have the new moon in Virgo, and opposite there you have Neptune in Pisces. Heaven, spirit, and earth anchored. And so this is a beautiful box, I feel, and it is really a infusion of healing unconditional love for us at this time with this new moon in Virgo. Allow this new moon to be a focus of healing for yourself. Find out more about what is the struggle in your life. Be curious about learning something new about it, because this fire energy that's going on with the squares, it really is an invitation for us to do the churn. And so I also have some questions for you to work with based on this energy signature of this Virgo new moon. The first question is related to the emphasis on the fixed star Draco-Tuban, and also how we are struggling often to communicate what is our resistance to things, how we are determined to force things into something, and how we are seeing us separate, polarized from others. So my question is, what is this energy for you in your life? What is it about? How does it feel? How does it look like? How do you struggle or fight in your daily life? How can you learn something about yourself through this energy? Because there is something here that needs to come into balance. And in Virgo, what are the details? This is an opportunity to really get to the bottom of your resistance, your defenses, if you will, in your life, and learn about it, what they are, become more familiar, learn how to observe this resistance within yourself. The second question is related to the Lyra-Sulaphat blueprint of harmony that is coming in a very beautiful trine to this new moon. So what is your inner sanctuary? What is your inner harmony? What are your boundaries around your inner harmony, and how you create inner harmony within yourself? How can you ground and stay present here and now? The third question is, like Hekate, how can you bring the unconscious mind and the conscious mind together? How can you start to consider the unseen as a source of information? Good luck with these questions. Thank you for being here. Are you curious about your own galactic alignments? Get my Galactic Alignments reference guide. Go to the link below in the description box to download it. So this was the new moon in Virgo, Galactic Astrology reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back soon with another one. If you have questions or want to know more about something specific that I mentioned in the video, drop a question below. And now we have the opportunity to download new information about future healing and where we're going next. So stay tuned. See you soon. Bye.